Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam, and today I'd like to talk about an update as well as some new evidence that very well may help solve one of the most mysterious unsolved cases of the 20th century. That, of course, is something called the Dyatlov Pass incident. And if you've never heard of this, I actually did a video earlier in 2017. But briefly, just to describe if you haven't heard about this incident, well, it occurred in February of 1959, where 9 experienced hikers who were trekking up through the northern Ural Mountains of what was then the Soviet Union, now Russia, disappeared after something happened during the night that caused the group to tear through their tents and flee the campsite while still dressed in their nighttime clothes, some only wearing socks and underwear. When the investigation first started, they found, again, that the group's tents were ripped open from the inside as if they were trying to get out and away from something. Some of the hikers were found nearby, while others were discovered nearly 2 kilometers away from the campsite. It took nearly 2 months to find all of the remains of these hikers, and that's where things started to get strange because, well, something occurred that night. And while investigators later determined that some or most had passed due to hypothermia, there were obvious signs that something traumatic had happened, physical signs. And we are talking things such as bone fractures, as well as one team member, a female, who was missing her tongue and eyes. It was later also discovered that some of the hikers were emitting radiation, and with the final conclusion of the investigation stating that all of them had perished due to a, quote, unknown compelling force that the hikers simply could not stand up against. The location where this occurred was later shut down for almost 2 years, and the details of the investigation classified. And since then, there have been numerous theories as to what could have caused this, from an avalanche to hypothermia to infrasound-induced panic, military involvement, some sort of secret testing, or aliens or UFOs, or possibly some sort of strange animal that happened upon the sleeping group of hikers. And since then, nobody has really figured out what has happened. Of course, there are theories. However, many of the details of what happened to the group, some of those I just described to you, are very unnatural and anomalous. And that leads me to today's new update, where a hiker who was going up in the same location where this occurred stumbled upon a strange piece of metal that may shed some new light onto just what happened to these 9 hikers in this now infamous remote patch of wilderness. And so basically, this discovery was made by a tourist who at the moment remains unnamed, who stumbled upon this strange piece of metal while visiting the area back in 2008, although we're just hearing about it now. And so researchers in Russia have said that the mystery fragment, which comes to about 3 feet long and 3 feet wide, appears to be possibly a part of an intercontinental missile. And while it does seem strange that this would have anything to do with what happened to those hikers that night, the location with which the piece was found, very remote, in the exact same location where the hikers were, this definitely would lead credence to the theory that what happened to them had something to do with some sort of test that was being done using some sort of secret technology that ultimately caused their demise. And so at the moment, they are running tests on the metal object, and hopefully it'll bring us some more insight into, again, what authorities later concluded to be this irresistible unknown force that came upon these hikers. And even then, something tells me that we still will not know the whole truth. So with that, I'll put some links down below to these stories. You guys tell me what you think. Again, it's one of the most mysterious cases I've ever researched or spoken about on the channel. If you'd like to learn more, some more, in-depth details, I'll put a link to the original video I did about this story, which shows some more graphic images, things of that nature. I didn't want to post them here because the original video was restricted because of it. However, if you want to go and check it out, I'll put a link to it down below as well. So thanks again, guys, for stopping by. Tell me what you think. As always, new videos are in the works, so stay tuned, and I will see you all back in just a bit. Stay safe, guys.